Hello and welcome to another review on FSElite. I'm Tom and today we will be taking a look at the Microsoft Flight Simulator version of Orbx's Catalina Airport. Catalina Airport sits 6.5 miles from the town of Avalon in Southern California on Catalina Island. The airport is near the highest elevation point of the island at 1,602 feet and primarily sees general aviation traffic and local air freight service. The construction of the airport dates back to the 1940s and supported the U.S. military during World War II. In 1946, the airport was opened as a public-use airport and has since remained that way. Today, the airport has a 3,000-foot concrete runway and is owned by the Catalina Island Conservancy. Getting into Orbx's rendition of the airport, it is clear that many improvements have been made over the original FSX and prepared version. Starting over at the terminal building area, the structures appear to have a much greater level of detail. The combination of texturing and modeling is absolutely wonderful, and you can easily get up close and personal with the structures and still have great detailing. Lots of foliage is present and really adds depth to the scene. You can even read some of the Conservancy's informational signs to a degree. The neighboring hangar is also well detailed with appropriate clutter around it. Around the grounds of the airport, the pavement texturing is incredibly well done, and you can get incredibly close to it. I'm usually pretty picky about ground markings when it comes to product reviews, however with Catalina I couldn't find a single marking missing or out of place. The transition from dirt to pavement were well done around the main ramp, and you can see some of the dirt carried over from wheels. At the end of runway 4, I appreciated the work that went into the cracked and broken parts of the runway threshold, which appeared to match satellite imagery perfectly. Also near runway 4 are some additional parking locations, though at least one of them seems to be partially within a bush needing of some trimming. On the northern side of the runway, a DC-3 is parked with associated vehicles and equipment. The aluminum surface of the DC-3 really does a good job showing off the PBR texture work. Also on this side of the runway is a herd of buffalo and the windsock. From the end of runway 22, the FSElite system is visible as well as the runway and identifier lights. There does appear to be two missing boxes of some sort near the end of the runway. From satellite imagery I can see a general shape as well as their shadow, and there are definitely some type of electrical equipment boxes of sorts in these locations from landing videos in the real world. I should also point out at this time that in 2019, the asphalt runway was torn up and replaced with a concrete one as part of a military training exercise, which has a significantly different appearance than the depicted asphalt one. Only the asphalt runway is present in satellite imagery on Google and Big Maps at the time of the review, and with the pandemic, I can forgive the developers for not being able to travel to the island to get new reference images. If this is ever updated in the future, I would definitely appreciate the option to switch between the two, since this version is already made, and some may prefer the asphalt look while others want the most up-to-date depictions. At the time of review, there was no control panel within the Orbx Central app, nor a manual for the product, which would have been nice to find all of the landmarks. The airport is not the only area of the island given attention. In fact, both the airport and the Avalon Harbor area are covered with 30cm ortho coverage, and numerous points of interest around the island are modeled. Of note, the casino ballroom and its unique structure, Pebbly Beach and the nearby heliport, the University of Southern California's Wrigley Marine Science Center and its helipad, and the Nautilus submarine and the town of Two Harbors. The Science Center helipad does not have the same markings and circular shape as the real one. Some of the ghost boats and the satellite imagery still exist, but I think that might be in Microsoft's hand more than Orbx's. At dusk leading into night, points around the island begin to glow with light. The attention to detail in light source placement is fantastic, and even the lights under the airport canopy are there. The town of Avalon is aglow, and the piers have a soft glow that one would expect from this laid-back tourist destination. Orbx's second rendition of Catalina has made a noticeable improvement upon the last. It nicely applies the newer technologies of Microsoft Flight Simulator and makes a believable version of the airport and surrounding island. While slightly outdated at this point, the airport still accurately depicts how the real one looked in a not-so-distant past. With a slightly inclined runway, Catalina Airport can provide a slight challenge to those flying in the Southern California region. With several points of interest but no manual to point out what was included, Catalina leaves plenty for the user to explore and discover on their own. The airport has excellent attention to detail, both large and small, and should please most GA flyers. Have you purchased Orbx's Catalina, or visited the real one? Tell us what you think in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.